Hi, welcome back to another episode on the Healthy Wisdom series with Dr. Jen Chen. You guys, today I am really excited to share with you on the continuation of the wisdom of choice. Something that's actually very important, I feel, in anything that we actually decide to do. And it is this: when you do make a decision to do something, put your mind to it and really commit. Commitment is one of those things that I feel is very lacking in a lot of our lives because we tend to maybe move from one decision to another, or when we're not fully committed to something, we tend to be a little bit wishy-washy. And that can really affect how the quality of what it is that we're going to do or decide to do will end up in the outcome. And so therefore, today I wanted to focus on, really putting your mind to it. If you decide to do something, give it your all. And this is a continuation of what we were talking about in terms of attitude. We have to step back sometimes to really see whether we are fully committed or not when we're making the decision to do something. So, for example, when I decided to become a chiropractor, it took it was a process. It was a journey. It was not something that was just sort of like, oh, I woke up one day and decided, oh, I'm going to become a chiropractor. This is what what I want to do for the rest of my life. Like, no, it wasn't like that. There was a, a process by which, for me, looking back, I think was very helpful that I actually went through a health crisis to make me realize that maybe helping people using my two hands was the direction where I wanted to go. So for me, this journey started with having my own health issues. And what that opened up was the door to me seeing clearly what is really most important in my life. Um, a lot of people who know me, they can probably tell you that I'm just one of those people who absolutely loves to constantly be busy, productive. Like I'm constantly learning, I'm growing. Like I'm one of those like busy bees that just doesn't stop sometimes to maybe, take a breath of fresh air or enjoy the moment. So I am always on the go, 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 go. And this is something that I've been working on for many, many years, but it's taken me a long time to actually get better at, and I do now take time to enjoy life a little bit, or maybe slow my pace down so that I can let my health or my body's demands of some rest and relaxation to take place. So I've come a long way in that department, but it's definitely an eye-opening sort of experience that unless you've kind of faced a certain type of almost big halt in your life, you might just be one of those people that kind of just pushes through and just chucks along, right? Like on train tracks. So one of the things that I have found to be a good and bad, I guess, quality of mine is that, I am constantly putting different things, different goals, different um, things that I'm kind of aiming for, things that I want to accomplish. I want to do like, everything and anything I can think of to serve my community, to, um, as I was telling actually one of my patients today, I am like a big rooting cheerleader for underdogs. Like, I don't know where that came from, but somewhere probably in my past experience growing up, maybe moving around in different countries and having to fend for myself and having been an underdog, a lot of those times. Perhaps that sort of was the drive for me to kind of always focus on, bringing up and uplifting and empowering the underdogs and always rooting for them. Um, kind of that kind of sense of maybe almost motherly overprotection, I guess. And it's always been ingrained in me in some way or another. And I remember, when I made the decision to become a chiropractor, I remember thinking to myself, this is not going to be an easy path. We are, as chiropractors, going to face a lot of challenges, and we are going to face a lot of maybe skepticism and a lot of sort of question marks about, what it is that we do, because a lot of times people will feel like a sense of maybe question mark because they don't necessarily know our profession as, I mean, I would say this is probably more like, not as big of an issue nowadays, but, when I was making that decision about, 18 years ago, that was that was sort of the atmosphere, surrounding my profession. And I gotta say, that's something that I feel has really helped me understand, sort of when like, I guess it also is one of those choices that has almost solidified the way that, I've seen myself commit to something, despite, all the possible objections, the doubt, the challenges of, I guess, internal struggles. I remember my mom saying to me, "Oh my gosh, you've worked so hard. Like, are you sure? Are you sure this is what you want to do for the rest of your life?" And I said, "Well, Mom, I don't know. I don't know what else I would do, because I feel so incredibly passionate about, this profession, this ability to be able to guide people to better health, using our knowledge, and be able to bring, joints back to their normal ranges, and free up like areas of the joints that are stuck or restricted." Like, to me, that's just a really empowering skill that any healthcare provider could have. And so that was pretty incredible. Um, and I look back on it, and sometimes, I kind of, give myself a pat in the back, because, I think at that age, I was, I believe, 20, turning 21 at the time, to be able to kind of be so fully committed and so sure is kind of incredible, I think. So, a lot of times, when we are facing a big setback, or perhaps like a failure, or you're getting a no, or a constant no for an answer, a lot of times we forget that it's not a reflection of us as a person. The no, or the failure, or the setback, or the challenge that we are facing at that present moment in time, it's a snapshot of what that current situation or presentation is. It is a chance for us to actually learn to improve our game, to improve our situation, to make way, to make ourselves better versions of ourselves. So I believe that because of these experiences, if we don't take it so personally, and we actually, you know, take a look at it from a sort of more objective way, and we just kind of like take our ego and our personal sort of hurts and we put that aside, that can make room for us to grow as individuals, whichever stage in life or whichever direction that it is we're going for. So really, today's episode is really about being absolutely sure about, what decisions that we have decided to commit to and then to put your mind to it. Don't doubt yourself, but definitely take the time to make that choice and to get to that decision. But once you do and you are sure and you've already weighed in on the pros and cons and the facts and have done your research, that's another thing that I always stress to my younger patients, as they are beginning to consider, careers or future careers or future directions of courses to take. You got to do your research. Don't just blindly follow, what it is that your peers are going into. You really want to make sure that you've done your homework, make sure for you, do the research. Whether it is, a specific type of healthcare profession that you are going into, or a specific type of IT program, or computer animation, or musical instrument, that you are looking into. Absolutely do your homework. Perhaps even reach out to, professionals or people who are already doing it, or maybe people who are maybe a few steps ahead of you, and, just kind of pick their brains and just, have a conversation with them and talk about, hey, what is it like to be in your field? What is it like to be in your job or career option, or what is it like to be in sort of that stage of life that you might be considering, sort of following the path towards, don't just, make your rash decisions, always make sure you've done a good amount of research and write it down. What are the pros and cons? How much is it going to cost me to be in this profession or to go into this field or to take courses to learn more about this or that? So definitely make sure that you have done your homework. And once you've made the decision, don't be wishy-washy about it. Put your mind to it, commit to it, and give it your 120%, and see things through, because that is really, really important. And that's also the meat on the bone for our next episode. Seeing things through is the last half or third of this three-legged prong, of making the right choices for you, So I'm just so excited, we got to talk about this today, because it's something that I feel, does not, it absolutely bears, repeating, and you can never get old from listening to, such classic concepts. All right, Healthy Wisdomers, it has been a pleasure sharing this episode with you. And if you could please take the time to subscribe, follow, and rate this episode for me, that would be wonderful. Let's invite everybody to join us on this journey and share this wisdom. This is the Healthy Wisdom series with Dr. Jen Chen. I'll catch you guys next week.